kind of story. Minutes!
Jax made the noise. Did you finish? Did you give them the rest of that food?
I gave him handfuls.
Where is it?
You can't wait 5 minutes to ask me these things? Don't hair flip me. We are calling this, why did I take out this big ass book that I'm never gonna get around to? Allie, who has the world's largest TBR, takes out the world's largest book to go along with it. Why? Why? What is wrong with me? Hey guys, I'm Allie and welcome back to my channel. I took out a decent amount of books from the library even after I said I was on a library checkout ban. This ban is never gonna work. I don't know. I have no self-control, okay? I work at the library. I'm there every day. I see these books. I want them all. I did take out a total of 17 things from the library in January, so that ban really did not work. That is quite a lot of things to take out. Plus, I still have things from the past few months. Yes, few months that I still have checked out because I haven't gotten around to reading them. So I need to just calm myself. And let's see what I couldn't control myself around. I want to talk about the audiobooks first. A lot of these that I took out I am saving for a later date. I picked them up because they seemed interesting and I definitely will probably be using a lot more audiobooks and I don't feel like waiting on overdrive for them. So I will take them home and put them on my phone. One of the first ones I picked up was The Stars Are Fire. I honestly don't know anything about this. The Stars Are Fire. Tell me what you are about. So apparently this is during these fires. It is about a woman and her family. Her husband becomes a volunteer fireman to go out and fight these fires, and she has her 2 kids, also her best friend and her best friend's kids, and they basically have to flee and watch as their town burns to the ground. And they are homeless, they have no money, you know, their life is just turned upside down and they don't know what's happened to their husbands. So this is a topic that I am not usually, I guess, drawn to, wildfires. So we will see how this goes. It sounds interesting. Next I took out was the casual vacancy. Why is that so hard to say? The casual vacancy. And I took this out because I unhauled the book. I had tried reading the physical book several times, just couldn't get into it. I do have a hard time getting into mysteries whenever it's in book form, so I'm thinking I might enjoy the audiobook a little bit better. I enjoyed the premise of it. It is about like this small town kind of deal, and I think something is happening in the small town, some sort of mystery that needs to be solved. I only read like halfway through it. You think I would remember these things. The next audiobook that I took out is The Man in the High Castle. This is a show that is on Amazon that Brian and I watch, and it's pretty enjoyable, but it is basically about after World War II, the U.S. has lost you and the U.S. is taken over by Japan. Part of it is Japan and part of it is Germany. Just the slavery and the different kind of world that there is, and at least in the TV show, it is about like this like secret society that comes across these like films and that show the U.S. winning the war, and apparently it comes from like The Man in the High Castle or something along the lines of that. So I'm eager to see how this does that. It doesn't mention it in the synopsis, at least the one that I'm looking at, so I'm not too sure, but I really enjoyed the show, so we'll see if I like the book. I also took out The Orphan Train because if you guys saw my wrap up, I read The Orphan's Tale and thought it was The Orphan's Train. Not the same thing. Oh no, apparently this is about 2 orphans that meet on the train. One is 91 and the other one is a teenager. The one is escaping the welfare system. I believe she might be Indian? Possibly. The older woman was an Irish immigrant, and I think this is them telling their stories and how they come from 2 very different kinds of backgrounds, but in the end they kind of have similar stories and an unlikely friendship, so it sounds like it would be a really good read and kind of like a tearjerker, so we will find out. I also took out Truly Devious. This is a YA book and it is a YA mystery, and this is about this girl that goes to this like prestigious boarding school. You have to get like accepted into it based on like your weird talents basically. It is also known for a murder that happened, and our main character believes that she is going to solve this murder because that's what she's known for. She loves Sherlock Holmes and she loves solving mysteries. So she thinks that she's going to solve the murder, but while she was there, there is another murder that happens. This was I'm not going to tell you what it was because that's in my wrap up. Then we have Best Day Ever. This is a mystery, thriller, suspenseful kind of story. And this is about a husband and a wife. They are going to the lake house that they own, and a husband thinks it is going to be the best day ever. And then things just don't go according to plan. And this is from the narration of the husband, and he just has a way about him, let me tell ya. Anyway, their best day ever is unhinged, and it ends up being the best day for one of them and the worst day for the other. The last thing I took out is the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. This is something I would consider a classic. I don't know if most people think that. I don't know anything about this, except for I've heard good things, and people have said that it's funny, so I think the narration will be even funnier, so I'm excited to listen to this. I don't think it's very long. It was only like 5 discs, so it's probably about 5 or 6 hours, so really excited about that. I did take out several graphic novels, not several, just a few. Spell on Wheels, and I think this follows a group of like witches, a road trip story, magical revenge fantasy, and sisters over Mister's tale of 3 witches out to get back what was taken from them. So this seems like it's lots of fun. The artwork in it is pretty nice. I definitely love these ladies. They look like they're gonna be like powerful, action-packed, badass ladies. So I'm excited about that. Plus it's about witches, so, and I'm always looking for new, awesome graphic novel series to start. And in case you don't know, badass females is like the only criteria I need. Then the other one I got is a big one, and I think this is a middle grade graphic novel series, and again it's a thick one. And this is called 5 Worlds. This is volume 1. I think as of right now there are 2 volumes. I don't know if there are going to be more. The art in this is beautiful. And I do think that this takes place on different worlds. This is about a trio of friends that all have different skills, and it seems like they are out on an epic quest, and they travel between 5 different worlds full of magic and adventure. So kind of typical middle grade fantasy adventure stuff, but super excited. Seems like it's gonna be really cute. Another one I took out was Lumberjanes Volume 7. That is the most recent Lumberjanes. I think we are getting a new one at the end of this month. Hopefully. But Lumberjanes is one of my favorite graphic novel series. It is a girls' camp, and it follows this group of girls, and they are the bestest of friends, and I love them so much, and they are always getting into mischief. There are like these weird magical things that happen. They end up in different realms. They like fight these creatures, and basically the camp is just like whatever about it. This one had all kinds of kitties in it too, so it was lots of fun. I was really excited about it. Then the last graphic novel that I took out is the Backstagers of Volume 1. I have seen this recommended to me several times through websites as well as Goodreads, so I thought I would pick it up. I think this is also more of a middle grade series. I'm not 100% sure, but this is basically follows the adventures of the Backstagers in this theater program at this school, and I think it is an all-boys school on top of that, so that is interesting. But I did read the first few pages of Volume 1, and it does seem like there are some magical elements as well, so I'm super excited about that. Plus the artwork is beautiful as well. I do have another middle grade series here. This one just caught my eye. I thought it seemed really fun, and it's called Sisters of Glass. This is about one is a powerless princess, heir to the Magi Kingdom, a blazing desert land ruled by ancient magic, but unlike every royal before her, she has no magical powers of her own. She is defenseless against the dangerous rebellion growing outside the palace walls. And the other one is a powerful pauper, the glass blower's daughter. She lives in the land of New Hatter, where magic is strictly outlawed, but she is fighting against a great force growing within her, one she can't control. Apparently there is a mirror that connects them, and they can like talk between these worlds. So I think this is going to be a really powerful friendship between 2 different worlds, and it's just going to be so cute. I have 2 other things. One is The Orphan's Tale. This is a World War II historical fiction book. This is also about an unlikely friendship between a circus performer and a girl on the run who becomes a circus performer. And this was really interesting because it does talk about the circus acts that happen, especially how World War II, the war affected the circus. Astrid and Noah, and Astrid is in the circus. She works as a aerialist, and then Noah, who is on the run with a baby, and she joins the circus and has to become part of the act. They start out hating each other and become really unlikely friends. Such a strong story. Plus, I am a sucker for circus stories, just like circus isn't it's down. And then the last thing that I got, I honestly know nothing about this. I picked it up because the cover, mostly, that is The Shadow of What Was Lost, Shia Hunker. And I'm hoping that I can maybe get away with what we are doing a fantasy genre study at the library, and I'm thinking I might be able to read this and get away with it even though this author is not listed for our study. But this is a newer series because the second one did just come out within the past year. This, I believe, has to do with time travel though, which you guys know is not my fave. I don't understand any of this, so we'll see if I end up liking this. I've been looking for a new fantasy series to start, and why not this one? So those are the 17 books that I took out from the library in January. I haven't really gotten around to most of these, so you know, guess they'll just sit with the other ones that have been back there for like months now.